So I'd like to say something about any student who comes up and feels at some point like they're struggling particularly, or that they'd just like to speak to someone, but they feel that because they're under this academic spotlight that it's not okay to admit to or to seek help in respect of a particular problem that they feel they're dealing with, which is, I mean, mental as opposed to physical, so far as that divide can be maintained. And I'd like to say that any student that feels like that feels like they're in any way struggling, it is absolutely fine to go and speak to someone. It's fine to ask for help. You would ask for help if you sprained your ankle, right? So why wouldn't you ask for help if you feel like you're struggling particularly, whether or not it's serious? You don't know it's serious until you go and ask for help, right?
I felt for quite a long time that I could handle it on my own. I think this is quite a common thing with people who have depression, that it's a psychological thing, and because it's a psychological thing, it's something that can be overcome internally. I think, and I looked at it from that perspective for quite a while and thought, this may have been happening for a while, but it's still something that I can deal with. And I think that was quite a naive thing to think. It was, and it ended up just not really working, because you end up in these sort of negative thought spirals, and I think you kind of quite often need some external intervention in some form to be able to make sense of the problem. In Michaelmas of my third year, I signed up with the counselling service and had 5 sessions with the counsellor in the counselling service, which I found to be really useful just as a space to kind of reflect on how I was feeling, and try and analyse the sort of ways that my thoughts worked and how what the kind of basis behind the depression was. And I also, after a while, started taking antidepressant medication, which I'm still on at the moment, and I've found to be really useful as well in terms of just taking the edge off.
You have to be really, really patient with medication because it takes quite a long time. Like, it will take like maybe 3 or 4 months to start taking action. So you have to, and I take lithium and lamotrigine, and you have to start off taking them in little dosages and then start building them up. And I think that's quite hard because I think lots of people kind of get really frustrated with their psychiatrist because it's like it doesn't work straight away. But I think when things start to work, or you start to see something being different, you start going, okay, well, this is making a difference, and then you trust it more as a system. But what you want when you feel really, really down to begin with is like a quick fix. But nothing anyone can do is going to make it a quick fix.
The other thing that I would say very importantly that people should do is find out a lot about what's available in your college, find out what's available at the university for personal support, and then plan accordingly. If you think it's going to be tough to do 9-to-5 work, plan accordingly. If you know that there aren't that many places to work in your college, find another place. But really do some of that research. The difficulty is that if you're in a depression and you're trying to do all this self-research, it's a bit difficult. And very often finding out things online about medical services, about colleges, about anything is quite difficult. So I think the best thing to do is get on the phone to someone, Skype a doctor here, Skype someone, and talk to them about what you should do in preparation, and then take measures accordingly. Also, it'll allow you what to expect a little bit better than just doing the research yourself.